Welcome to my magdk build for Ascending Tides. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs, and as this will be the first of many, I could definitely use your help getting there. I also have a Discord channel for new and existing players to help each other with the game, so please visit the description below. I stream nearly every day on Twitch at twitch.tv/rectdx. If you have any questions, please follow the channel, and I'll be more than happy to help. Without further ado, cue the intro.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Welcome again to the magdk build video for Ascending Tides. Let's get right into it. So far as the sets are concerned, we are running 2-piece blood spawn for the monster set. Both are going to be medium, penetrable, tri-stats on everything. We are running 4-piece medium, so that's helmet, shoulders, gloves, belt, and we're running plague break on the front bar. Of course, we have impenetrable across the board, and plague break Nern Hone mace with flame damage enchant, and plague break charged mace on the offhand with a poison damage enchant. We have the plague break ring infused. We're also running a 1-piece training. This one is arcane. We should be running infused, but we are using arcane as of right now until we get the transmute stones to go ahead and change that around. For our back bar set, we're running kind marchers, cruelty. Reason why we're running this set is it damages, well, I shouldn't say damages, but it debuffs everybody around you, and it creates a lot of AoE pressure when it comes to your burst combos, and you're able to get off the plague break explosion a lot more often when your opponents are pretty much softened up for you. I've eliminated countless people with this particular build over the past 2 patches, just now releasing it because I feel you guys should give it a try. So other than that, we are running Marking Ring of Majesty. This one is bloodthirsty, and we're doing that very intentionally because when it comes to our smaller X situations, so far as 2vx, 3vx, where people are a little more experienced, this helps get those people down as we whittle them away, and gets us that execute damage with the whip later on, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. On the back bar, we have the damage, health, poisons, just to keep up dot pressure in individual situations as well. Now let's check out the skills. Alrighty, so far as the skills are concerned, let's go ahead and go do the front bar first. We are using Molten Whip. Molten Whip, you use 3 Ardent Flame abilities, charges up the whip, fire off the whip at pretty much double damage from what you're seeing on the tooltip, if not more, based on buffs and things like that. We're running Burning Embers. Burning Embers, every time you activate this ability, you get a small burst heal from, based on how much damage you have done. If you let this thing tick off, it does a lot of single target flame pressure, and it gives you the burning status effect, which helps you maintain your resources. You got the Noxious Breath. I use Noxious Breath over Fiery Breath. Reason being is because I like that Major Breach. You can use Fiery Breath if you would like in conjunction with Corrosive. Sometimes that is better depending on the situation. I just like having Major Breach available to me at all times. Flames of Oblivion. Flames of Oblivion now hits 3 enemies from a few patches ago instead of 2. This is really good AoE pressure. This will creep up on a lot of people and allow you to turn and burn them, which is why it works so well with Plague Break. Yeah, Fossilize. Fossilize, of course, the bread and butter of DK in general. Fossilize somebody, they're rooted afterwards, hit them with a whip, set them off balance, either follow up with damage afterwards, or you get some heavies off to maintain your resources. Then you have Ferocious Leap. Ferocious Leap's one of the better damage abilities in the game. Gives you a big shield, so you can keep up offensive pressure if you're not taking too much. And it does a lot of damage when it works. We're having issues with it right now, especially in Imperial City, but that's for another conversation at another time. Then we have Degeneration on the back bar. You can use either Degeneration or Molten Armaments. Molten Armaments is really good for 1v1s. Degeneration, in my opinion, is good for overall pressure if you want to spread pressure around, or single target pressure as well. It's just an extra dot that gives you the major brutality buff. And it's extremely necessary for this particular playstyle. If you wanted to forego this altogether, you can always use the spell power pots, but I would recommend at least having this or molten armaments on your bar at all times. You got volatile armor. Volatile armor is the armor buff. Of course, it does return damage. Again, another staple of DK, no matter if you're mag or stam. We have rapid regeneration. We have rapid regeneration on the back bar as opposed to radiating. I play solo a lot, so rapid is going to be better for me. But if you're playing in a small group, you want to use radiating because it is that strong right now. You have race against time. I use race against time over, I'm not a vampire, so I'm not going to use mist. You can use protective plate if you would like, but race against time, speed is king in PvP, so you want to be faster than your opponents at all times. This gives good protection, but it's mostly used in 1v1 situations. This, on the other hand, is much better for you in terms of getting around those corners and setting up kills with people who chase you too far. You have coagulating blood. Coagulating blood's the best single target hit in the game, especially when it comes to it hitting you. You could be low health, pretty much 10% health, 5% health. This will shoot you back up to 100% with a lucky crit based on the scaling and everything like that. It's a little overtuned as of right now, but as a magdk main, I'm not complaining. Then you have corrosive. Corrosive is probably the strongest ultimate in the game. The reason being is because you take little damage but dish out a lot of damage. And that's the main issue people are having with magdk. Corrosives coupled with fossilized, fully charged molten whips completely decimate people who are not ready for the damage. Outside of that, maintain your resources because of your passives, and you do constant poison damage around, so your stamina pool, if you get the lucky poison procs on your opponents, it helps you maintain your stamina a lot. Other than that, let's check out some of the passives that we're using. Of course, you want to take all of your class passives, weapon passives. You are clearly going to take the dual wield passives. More importantly, you want to take dual wield expert and twin blunt blade above everything else. Outside of that, I have everything else because I just have the points to put it in. Resto staff, you want all the resto abilities here on the back bar. If you want to opt to trade out corrosive armor, you can use life giver. I wouldn't see why, but you can put points into rapid regeneration, blessing of protection, and healing ward. Get life giver, and then that should help you maintain your resources as well as your health pool. This is probably a bigger save than corrosive armor, as it keeps your health up while you're able to do damage. Corrosive just reduces the damage that you take, but you're able to dish out a crap ton of damage. Armor passives, we're using medium and heavy. I have all passives, of course, because I have the points for it, but make sure you put all your points into medium and heavy armor. Guild, of course, fighter skill. We're not using any fighter skill abilities, but we are using mage's guild abilities. So go ahead and take all of these. Psijic, you want to take all of those. Get race against time. Daunted, you want all of your daunted passives. Lance War, of course. Assault and support, take those passives if applicable. And we are currently a dark elf. Dark elf is probably one of the best races in the game. We're swapping between stam and mag. Also is really good for damage reduction in terms of flame resistances. So magdk matchups are really good. I would say mag sork, anybody who uses flame damage for the most part, you're going to have a slight advantage over them if you are a dark elf. And then, of course, don't forget your potion passives. Extremely important when it comes to PvP. More so along the lines of medicinal use. And that's pretty much the only one I believe you Outside of that, we are running 48 points in the Magicka, 16 points in the health. We're sitting at about 30k. This is where you want to be. Magicka is, you guys can fluctuate this around depending on your play style and what kind of set you're using and things like that. But if you're using this setup, this is most likely the ideal tribute point setup that you want to use. Then we have the champion points. As far as champion points are concerned, let's go to the green tree first, as it is the least important. But you want to take War Mount. War Mount's extremely important in PvP areas. It just helps you get around without losing stamina. You got Treasure Hunter, but that's not really important. I only use that because this is my main guy, so I like to find treasure chests. They shine and stuff like that because of the excavation stuff. But that's besides that. I would say the 3 most important things you should have in this entire tree: Breakfall, reduces your damage by 35%, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. Anything else you can just kind of play around with if you would like. But these 2 right here are extremely important, and Breakfall is extremely important. You're going to be going into a lot of high-low situations when doing 1vx. You'll fall a couple times, so the less fall damage you take, the better. Over here in the blue tree, the Warfare tree, we're going to go over this real quick. We have 20 points in the Blessed, Electric Insight, we have Ironclad, Quick Recovery, Scholar's Discipline, Precision, Air Extended Might. Take every single point you can here. If you are don't have that many champion points, then go along the left side first and then the right side. And then for me, I'm running Master at Arms, Thaumaturge, and Deadly Aim. This buffs up pretty much every damage ability that I have. Some will double dip, like Thaumaturge and Master at Arms, for example. And then, Deadly Aim and Master at Arms, things like that. We could use Biting Aura as well if we wanted to swap out of Deadly Aim, but that's just it's your guys' choice if you want to do that. Then we have Balanced Vitality, Fortified over here. Got 20 points in Defiance, Tumbling, Survivor's Respite. We got Mystic Tenacity, Aim's Refuge. Take Hero's Vigor, Sprinter, Piercing Gaze, Tempered Soul if you want to. It's not necessarily necessary, of course. You have Wind Chaser, Hasty, and for 1vx situations in particular, Celerity, because of the movement speed in PvP. I'll say this every time. Movement speed is probably the best defensive in the game, outside of stealth. The faster you are, the less damage you take because you're able to cut corners, and taking no damage is the best damage mitigation. Other than that, Tireless Guardian. You have 6 points over here in Nimble Protector, Fortification. I could put stuff in Savage Defense and Bashing Brutality, but not necessary. We're not bashing anything for the most part. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, you can always visit the channel, twitch.tv/RegDX. Outside of that, good fight, good night.